Every second, an unseen conflict unfolds inside the human body. Long before you notice a fever, a cough, or a wound, microscopic invaders are already probing for weakness. Viruses attempt to hijack cells. Bacteria search for nutrients and space. Fungi and parasites test the body's defenses. Most of the time, you remain unaware of any of it. You move through the world protected by an army you cannot see. Mattermosaic. Piecing together the universe, one discovery at a time. This is the story of the human immune system, the body's invisible army, and the delicate balance that keeps it from turning against its own home. For most of human history, disease was explained through superstition or divine punishment. In the 5th century BCE, the Greek physician Hippocrates challenged this idea, arguing that illness arose from natural causes within the body. He had no knowledge of microbes or immune cells, but his thinking marked a shift toward biological explanation. The mechanisms of defense, however, remained hidden for centuries. A turning point arrived in 1796 in rural Gloucestershire, England. Physician Edward Jenner observed that milkmaids who had contracted cowpox rarely fell ill with smallpox, a disease that killed millions. Jenner deliberately exposed a young boy to cowpox and later demonstrated immunity to smallpox. This experiment introduced vaccination and revealed a profound truth. The body could learn from exposure and remember past threats. During the 19th century, the invisible world finally came into focus. In Germany, Robert Koch identified specific bacteria as the cause of diseases such as anthrax and tuberculosis. In France, Louis Pasteur showed that weakened microbes could stimulate protection without causing illness. Together, these discoveries laid the foundation for immunology and transformed medicine from symptom treatment to biological defense. What scientists eventually uncovered was not a single organ or structure, but a vast, interconnected system. The immune system stretches across the entire body. Bone marrow produces immune cells. The thymus trains them. Lymph nodes coordinate responses. The spleen filters blood. Blood vessels and lymphatic channels serve as highways for immune surveillance. Even the skin and mucosal surfaces act as active defensive barriers. The first layer of protection is innate immunity, an ancient system shared across much of life on Earth. Skin forms a physical wall. Mucus traps particles. Stomach acid destroys pathogens before they reach deeper tissues. These defenses operate constantly and automatically, without learning or memory. When a pathogen breaches these barriers, innate immune cells respond within minutes. Macrophages patrol tissues, engulfing invaders through phagocytosis. Neutrophils arrive rapidly at infection sites, releasing enzymes and reactive molecules that kill microbes, but may also damage nearby cells. Inflammation follows. Blood vessels dilate, tissue swells, heat increases. These changes are not signs of failure, they are signs of engagement. Yet this ancient system has limits. It responds the same way to every encounter. It cannot adapt, it cannot remember. For more complex or persistent threats, a second system takes control. Adaptive immunity is slower, more precise, and uniquely human in its sophistication. Its central players are lymphocytes. B cells and T cells originate in the bone marrow, but their paths diverge. B cells mature in the marrow itself. T cells migrate to the thymus, an organ located behind the sternum, where they undergo an intense process of selection. Inside the thymus, millions of developing T cells are tested. Those that fail to recognize foreign molecules are eliminated. Those that react too strongly to the body's own tissues are destroyed. This process, known as central tolerance, prevents the immune system from attacking itself. Only a small fraction survive training and enter circulation. When infection occurs, antigen-presenting cells display fragments of pathogens on their surface. These molecular signatures activate specific T cells whose receptors match the invader. Helper T cells coordinate the response, releasing signaling molecules called cytokines. Cytotoxic T cells seek out and destroy infected cells directly. Meanwhile, B cells differentiate into plasma cells and release antibodies. Antibodies are among the most precise molecules in biology. Each one is shaped to bind a specific antigen. By attaching to pathogens, antibodies neutralize toxins, block viral entry, and mark invaders for destruction. This precision allows the immune system to eliminate threats with remarkable efficiency. The greatest strength of adaptive immunity lies in memory. After an infection clears, most active immune cells die off. But memory B cells and memory T cells remain. They can persist for years or even decades. When the same pathogen appears again, the immune response is faster, stronger, and often so effective that no symptoms develop. This is the biological principle behind vaccination. But power without restraint is dangerous. The immune system must constantly decide when to attack and when to stand down. When this balance fails, disease emerges from within. Allergies occur when harmless substances trigger disproportionate immune responses. Pollen, dust mites, or food proteins are treated as threats, leading to inflammation, airway constriction, or anaphylaxis. These reactions are not signs of weakness, but of misdirected defense. Autoimmune diseases represent a deeper failure. In multiple sclerosis, immune cells attack the myelin sheath that insulates nerve fibers, disrupting communication in the brain and spinal cord. In type 1 diabetes, immune cells destroy insulin-producing beta cells in the pancreas. In rheumatoid arthritis, joints become targets. These conditions arise when tolerance mechanisms break down and self is mistaken for enemy. Cancer presents a different challenge. Mutations occur constantly as cells divide. Many mutated cells are eliminated by immune surveillance before they become dangerous. Natural killer cells and cytotoxic T cells play a central role in identifying abnormal cells, but some cancers evolve ways to hide. They suppress immune signals, mimic healthy tissue, or exploit regulatory pathways to avoid destruction. In the early 21st century, immunology entered a new era. Researchers discovered immune checkpoints, molecular breaks that prevent excessive immune activation. Cancer cells often exploit these checkpoints to escape detection. By developing checkpoint inhibitor therapies, scientists found a way to release those breaks, allowing the immune system to recognize and attack tumors. This approach marked a fundamental shift in cancer treatment, not targeting the disease directly, but empowering the body's own defenses. Throughout life, the immune system adapts continuously. It is shaped by genetics, early microbial exposure, nutrition, stress, and environment. It is never static. Even sleep influences immune regulation, affecting cytokine balance and memory formation. The immune system is not simply a weapon, it is a decision-making network, weighing risk against restraint at every moment. Too weak, and infection overwhelms the body. Too aggressive, and the body becomes its own battlefield. Health exists in the narrow space between vigilance and tolerance. Mattermosaic, piecing together the universe, one discovery at a time. If this journey into the body's invisible army sparked your curiosity, share it with someone who loves science and tell us what hidden system you want to explore next. Subscribe for more weekly journeys through the fabric of reality.